I married my best friend for papers. It was supposed to be fake, no romance, no feelings, just a way to stay in the country. But then I met her sister. And everything I thought was pretend started feeling way too real with the wrong woman. We did it at City Hall. No dress, no flowers, not even rings, just a paper form, an overworked clerk, and two shaky signatures. I remember how cold the pen was in my hand. How hard my heart pounded, even though this wasn't love. It was logistics. "You good?" Ava asked as we stepped into the sunlight, pretending it was just another Tuesday. I nodded. "Are you?" She exhaled and smiled like she was trying to sell it. "I mean, it's not how I pictured my wedding day. But I do like being called wife. Kinda powerful." I laughed, even though my stomach twisted. Ava was my best friend. The kind of person who lent me her shoes before job interviews and showed up with takeout after my breakups. When my student visa ran out and I faced the terrifying countdown of deportation, she didn't hesitate. "Let's just get married," she said, as casually as if she were offering a ride. I told her no at first. Told her it was risky. Stupid. Dangerous. She shrugged. "So it's going back to a place that doesn't feel like home anymore." And, just like that, I had a wife. We moved in together the following week. We learned each other's habits, how I needed silence in the morning, how she always burned toast, but insisted on making it anyway. We made a Pinterest board of fake couple photos. Practiced for immigration interviews like they were theater rehearsals. Memorized stories that never actually happened. It was weird, but not awful. Ava made it easy. Then I met her sister, Lena. She showed up one Sunday for brunch, with a messy bun and combat boots and a voice so smooth it made my spine pay attention. "So you're the mystery wife," Lena said, offering a crooked grin. "I half expected you to be imaginary." I raised a brow. "I'm real enough. Most days." Her laugh was warm but skeptical. I could already tell Lena was sharp. Not easily fooled. The kind of person who didn't bother hiding her curiosity. As the eggs got cold and the conversation stretched, I noticed how Lena's eyes flicked between me and Ava. Noticing the silences. The gaps in our timeline. After she left, I turned to Ava. "You didn't tell me your sister was a detective." "She's not," she said, frowning. "She's just intense. Don't worry about her." But I did. Because Lena started showing up more often. Dropping off soup when Ava got sick. Bringing over wine for sister nights that turned into full evenings with me too. She asked questions no one else asked about my art, about Nigeria, about the way I wrung my hands when I was nervous. And I started looking forward to her visits. More than I should have. One night, Ava went out with friends, and Lena came by with takeout and a bad day. We sat on the floor eating Thai food straight from the cartons. She looked tired, like the world had been loud all week. "I don't usually talk about feelings," she said, sipping from her wine glass. "But I feel like I can around you." "Why me?" She shrugged. "You listen." I looked at her. The scar above her left eyebrow. The freckle just under her jaw. The way her eyes softened when she let her guard down. And suddenly, everything inside me shifted. I wasn't supposed to want her. But I did. From that night on, everything changed. Not on the outside. We still played our roles, smiled through photos, answered questions in sync. But inside, I was unraveling. I started noticing the way Lena's voice made my pulse spike. How she'd brush her fingers against mine when passing a plate. How she lingered too long after hugs. And I knew. She felt it too. One night, we were alone again, this time on the balcony. The city buzzing below us. Her knee touched mine. And she didn't move it. "Does Ava know you're not in love with her?" Lena asked, her voice low. I turned to her. My breath caught. "You knew." She looked at me like it was obvious. "I knew the second you introduced her favorite color wrong." A silence stretched between us. "I never meant to lie," I said quietly. "I believe you," she replied. "But this, whatever this is between us, it can't happen." I nodded, even as my heart begged otherwise. "I know. but it was already happening. The next morning, I woke up feeling like I'd cheated on two people at once: Ava, for letting something grow where it shouldn't, and Lena, for making her feel something she couldn't act on. The immigration interview came faster than I expected. We sat across from the officer, hands clasped like we rehearsed. I smiled, told stories about weekend trips we never took. Ava played along like a pro, but in my mind, all I could see was Lena's face. Afterward, we went home. I locked myself in the bathroom and cried. Not out of guilt, out of confusion. I had everything I'd fought for: safety, status, a future. But I'd never felt more lost. Later that week, Lena asked to meet me at a bookstore. It felt like neutral ground. Safer than our apartment. Safer than her heart. "I can't keep showing up like this," she said, her arms crossed. "It's not fair to Ava. Or to me." "I know," I whispered. "I need you to choose." My voice cracked. "That's not fair." "Neither is falling in love with your sister's wife," she shot back, then caught herself. "Sorry. That came out." "No. Say it again." She paused. "I'm in love with you." I blinked fast. Swallowed the tears. "Me too." We stood there, surrounded by books and silence and something that felt too big to touch. I knew what I had to do. That night, I told Ava everything. She stared at me like I'd vanished in front of her. "So it was all fake?" she asked. "The whole thing?" "No," I said, heartbreaking. "Not the friendship. Not your kindness. Not the way you saved me. But the marriage? Yes. It was always pretend. And Lena? I couldn't lie again. That part's real." She didn't scream. Didn't cry. Just nodded once, like she'd seen it coming. "I did this to help you," she said quietly. "I didn't think I'd lose both of you in the process." I reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. "You didn't lose me. Just the version of me we made up." A month later, the green card came through. And Ava moved out. We're still friends. Slowly. Carefully. And Lena? She's no longer a secret. She's home. We still don't know how to explain our beginning. People ask how we met, and we glance at each other and laugh. Because how do you say, "Well, I married her sister first"? But we're not pretending anymore. Not with immigration. Not with each other. And not with ourselves. Sometimes, the love story you plan isn't the one you end up living. And sometimes, the most unexpected detour leads exactly where you belong.